Well, you know how sometimes life gets in the way of your plans and getting things accomplished? Well, as a content creator, sometimes that life that gets in the way ends up making my videos come out in a different season than what I had planned. Right now is the end of July 2021. Well, last year, September 2020, I had started some projects, and then my mom passed away, and after that I got sick for a while, and then I lost my brother, and so these projects ended up extending out over months over the winter. But they're really cool projects, I think, that I got done, that I was able to accomplish, something I've never done before. This series of cabinet videos that I'm going to show you, my DIY projects, are going to be done through last fall, through the winter, and so you'll see me out in the snow and all kinds of things, even though it is like 90 degrees right now here in Minnesota. But I really wanted to take you guys along on this. I hope you enjoy them. Please, with these and any of my videos, if you like my channel and you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and subscribe, and I will try to get you the best content that I can. You guys take care, God bless, always have hope. But one of the things I've had to deal with in my small home with very limited storage is really a lack of space for all of my canning equipment and all of my preservation things. So this year I was actually really blessed of 4 new kitchen items that have helped me preserve more and more. This year I more than doubled the amount of jars that I put up of food, and in order to do that for me, I needed a few more things. So all of these years, now I've been preserving for about 27 years, somewhere around there. So all of these years I've had 1 stock pot and 1 16-quart canner, and that's what I've worked with. And now that I'm trying to put up more food, this year I did, and my garden is producing a whole lot better. So this year I actually was able to gain 4 new items. But it's like, where do I store it? Where do I keep them? And it's been pretty, it's been quite a mess this year. So I ended up just putting up this little folding table, and I've got my dehydrator up there. Oh, I've had my dehydrator for a number of years though too. But then I've got canners stacked down here, just on the floor, and I have canners stacked here, and this is all in my dining room. So I needed a serious solution for all of this. So I designed up some things that are going to fit specifically the sizes of my pots and my canners and everything that I have. I'm going to be building 3 different cabinet units that will be specific for what I have. So let me take you along on that and show you what I'm doing. Okay, I first of all made a bunch of sketches here. I've got my designs. I figured out how my shelves were, all my dimensions. I actually figured out like how many boards I needed for what and the sizes. So I was able to figure out what kind of wood I needed. Now I did get it earlier this summer before prices went up, so I'm really glad. And then I put together a spreadsheet, like the sizes for each of the things on here and the different units that I'm doing. Figured out how many boards I needed for different things, how many boards total I needed to get, and what the cost would be. So then I was able to go and get the wood. And even figuring out like how many hinges I needed, how many screws, all that kind of thing. So the very first thing you need to do in building anything is to plan it out. Yes, this could be planned a lot better. So this is one, and this is one. So I've got 3 different units that I'm going to be building. And because winter came early, I've had them stacked in my living room in front of my couch for a few weeks now, and these have got to go. So we've been blessed with a little bit of warm weather this week, so I'm going to get outside and cut these and sand them, but at least I need to get this wood taken care of and get things organized a little bit, right? Okay, so my very first cabinet is this one, and it's going to hold my 2 pressure canners and my steam canner.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. All the good times just begun. Oh, we know what we have.
Okay, because of the weather, everything has turned cold now. I have to work inside. So I have my table set up in my living room and all of my cut boards all over the place. So I drew this out, measured each space and board and everything very carefully. And in doing this, to get the exact measurements and cutting, I actually altered my design a little bit. So that's going to happen. I just want it to be sturdy and functional and making sure that everything fits. So I have to make sure I allow 3/4 of an inch on this side and 3/4 of an inch on the other side so that it is centered there. So on the bottom, this piece will go directly to the end here. And then the bottom shelf will sit on here. But this piece will go directly to the bottom, supporting that, connecting it all together and giving it a little bit more stability.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it.
To change out my bit. Put my screw bit in here. I wear the glove because this wears on my hand a lot. So you ladies out there who think you can't do anything like this, it's very doable. I don't have a workshop. I'm in my living room.
Hear the crickets, see the moon. Side by side and through. No limit to what we can do.
So when I'm drilling the holes, I want to make sure that they are not straight in a line because that can end up splitting the board either right now or over time. So I want to like offset them a little bit. So I do one offset a little on each side because I've got the two 1x10 sections and I want to make sure that these are going to be secure.
We know what we have, let's hold on tight.
Straight out.
Found what we're looking for in life.
Do the screws closest to the center first on this side.
Us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. Oh, you and I, we got it.
So now I've got one side that's kind of together. I need to put the two bracings for the other shelves in here, and they have to be specific heights because I have specific things going in them. I'm having my large canner, my 30-quart canner, which is taller on the bottom, and then I have my steam canner and then my 16-quart canner. So the shelves have to be different heights, different spaces, and I need to make sure that they're exact. The screws I'm using are 6 by 1 1/4, and they're just all-purpose screws. They're called yellow dichromate finish. Doing fine furniture, just functional. So I'm not worried about totally sinking the screws and then covering them up and all that kind of stuff. I want it to be solid and functional. Okay, I want to show you something before I do this other side. You can see these just don't quite fit together, right? This one is very curved. Push it down on that side, you can see how it pops up on the other one. And these were the best of the boards they had. So I'm kind of working with things that are just not perfectly gonna go together, but you know what? You do the best with what you've got here. All right, so this is the top piece. Okay, so what I did was put the two boards together again, glued them in the center, and then I put the braces here.
The brightest sky I have ever seen.
here are the sides of my cabinets. They're 42 inches tall. Now I'm going to put the top on. Okay, so remember these lips go in the front and the back. And so they will just nestle right in here. So then I'm just going to put 2 screws on either side in here, and I will use the 1 5/8 inch screws, and then they'll go into here. So I'll have those on the side, and yeah, got a top, and so it's going to keep it very, very strong and sturdy and stable.
Wake me up with a new white smile, and I know I'm truly alive. I wanna save every moment.
So there you go. There's the top, and then the shelves. Okay, I've got this up on my table, laid it on its side, and now I need to put in these supporting braces, which also end up being the toe piece. So I'm just going to screw these in. You can see this big knot here, and I'm just concerned that if I drill down into here, it'll fragment off. So on this particular one, I'm actually going to go into the side here.
Hold tight, my love, we got this one right. And if they ask us where we've been hiding, we'll just shake our hands.
Alright, for this back panel, I'm actually adhering some shelf liner. So you move it up the middle and to the sides.
I confess, I'll let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed with you. I hope I don't scare you too.
And there we go, a nice vinyl panel. Alright, some of my plans have changed for this next summer, and I am going to have so much on my plate that I decided I needed to just get this shelf done, and so I'm just going to paint it white. Anyway, what I am planning is to have a 1x2 in between these 2 boards. Just glue it in and screw it in, and it'll be strong enough as a single board, and just kind of add a little bit of interest down the front. So now I'm going to have to piece these together, and what I'm doing, because this cabinet is so tall, I'm doing 2 different pieces. I'm doing the shorter piece on the bottom, and then this longer piece will cover the top 2 shelves. And therefore the doors themselves won't be as heavy, and the bottom shelf is going to hold a canner that I won't use very often. So I'll be going into this one more often.
I wish to flatter, not alienate. Since I met you, my life's like a train, running smooth, I've been made for you.
So what I'm doing to add a little interest to the front of these boards, and to create a little bit of decoration, I guess you could say, is to score down these planks, and then it's going to look kind of like a tongue and groove type of deal, a little bit. So anyway, I've already drawn my lines where I want it to be, and I've made a score here. It's about 3/16 of an inch deep. So I've clamped everything to my table, and yes, I'm outside, and it's about 20 degrees. It's the middle of January.
I confess, I'll let you in on everything, even the fact that I'm obsessed, the fact that I'm obsessed with you.
sure that my lines all line up, all my scoring and the middle piece in there, so they line up, and the two doors will have about 1/8 of an inch gap when they're all installed with the hinges. And because I had to do a lot of these, because I have several cabinets I'm doing at the same time, I had to watch my cost, and I just got these simple pulls. They were somewhere between 60 cents and $1. I don't remember which, but when you get the 3-inch handled ones, they can be very expensive. You can spend easily $3, $4, $5 a piece on them. So the first thing I need to do is actually measure where I want to put these. So I do want to have them opening from the right side, because that's where I'm right-handed and it just makes it easier. Now, because this piece is here, this cross piece, I have to be careful. I can't just do 2 inches in, 2 inches here. I want to make sure this is big enough to be able to put those right through. Alright, I'm going to turn it over and screw this knob right on. So the hinges I have are called butt hinges. Typically a butt hinge will go on one side and then the other, and what you do is you chisel out a section so it's resting down in the wood like 1/16 of an inch or so. I don't have the tools for doing that, and I also just want to get this project done. So what I'm going to do is just have it right to the edge here and then put it on the edge of the other side. So I want to put the hinges close to where these cross pieces are, because that will be a stronger section there.
Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answers, and you'll find what you've got.
Okay, I have the hinges all attached. Ta-da! There we go. It's all working good. Now I need to put the magnet on. So now I need to put in the plate on the door. And so I know I have to go in about 7/8 of an inch. So I need to put it in between 9 1/4 and 10 3/8.
When your time is up, it's time to go. I pray he reads what's on the note and takes to heart what I wrote. I said, son, when you grow up, you'll be fine. I know you've got questions on your mind. Life is gonna happen one way or the other, whether you like it or not. Stop looking for the answer.